toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to the home of the Florida State Seminoles, Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, as we'll see the number 20 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Canes will put total leather to crank us up. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Florida State's offense will be first on the attack. This rivalry is one of the most storied, at least in the modern generation of college football, but last year sort of left a bad taste in everyone's mouth in Tallahassee as it just never was competitive.
It was a dominant win by the Canes. I mean, they had 445 yards. Florida State had 248. Like, this was a beatdown. You could clearly see the balance with Miami's offense. Running the football for over 200, throwing for over 200. They did what they wanted at will.
I think that's the thing. You know, everybody went into that one expected to see Cam Ward just light it up. Very pedestrian day for the Hurricanes. Throwing it, you're right, David. It was the Oregon State transfer, Damian Martinez, that went to work on the ground. They were more physical. It's exactly what Mario Cristobal wants this football team to be. Can Florida State match that physicality today in the trenches?
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Well, they try to throw for it there on third down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home. Advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
Just needs a crack to get a return. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. So Miami's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass in coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
A cacophony of noise, debilitating surround sound, the war chant on third down at the Doak. Dropping back, it's back. Got his man downfield. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
And the Hurricanes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're going back to the ground. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. This crowd full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Caught over the middle. It's Daniels. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. The Hurricanes look to keep this drive humming. Throws to the tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Ready to fire from the pistol. Running back searching for a hole. Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28. This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter. The familiar...
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Gives it on the option. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Gotta love how this defense started the football game. They forced the punt on the first drive. First play now, come out, set the tone. Great run defense, forcing a negative play and putting their defense in a good spot.
Caught behind the line. It's Pittman. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To the air, it's Applewhite. Right down the middle. A strike downfield. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. And the Noles moving quickly to the line.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. From the gun, the running back has it. Turning it on! They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there!
Well, it took everything on defense to just get that guy down on the 1-yard line. He is a monster, Dave.
And if this offense, Jesse, is going to keep doing that, you better bring in reinforcements on that defensive line. Get some big boys, because they're about to punch this thing in the end zone.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Florida State. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it? Oh, they blocked the extra point. He picks it up. Remember, he can take it back. They put together a 65-yard drive for the score. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And he takes this from inside the 5. He's got great speed. He gets it up to the 35 before he's guided out of bounds. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on 3rd down at the door. He's not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage as the defense gets big-time penetration. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. The Canes have it with a 1st and 10. Looking for a crease. It's Fletcher. These two have storied traditions in the history of the sport, but in the not-too-distant past, Miami actually considered giving up football, and Florida State was an afterthought.
Yeah, a lot of people forget back in the day when Miami was in the Big East, right? And Florida State was in the ACC. This was kind of an interconference battle every time they played. But no doubt, David, this game just holds so much more significance to both programs.
Both in the state of Florida, Florida State, Miami, the uniforms are so great, the lineage, the history of the players. So it does. It feels like this rivalry's been playing a lot longer than since 1950.
He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Grabbed behind the line. It's Carney. He's knocked out of bounds at the 42. Solid pickup on that one. And the Canes are on the move. The give to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. So 1st down didn't exactly go according to plan. Let's see what they can dial up on 2nd down.
Reese, I got him right where I want. Okay, I'm going to throw the football now. I can get back in shotgun. Let's forget the running game stuff. We're going to play a little pitch and catch and see how good that secondary is.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep
strong pass rush. Gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 4. Team onto the field. They ought to be able to use this first punt to pin them deep. Signals for the fair catch, and that's where they'll put it in play, just outside the 20. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working, Dave.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive.
Wide open spaces. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. Guys, you never want to sound the upset alert bell too early, but might be time to at least know where the button is for it.
Know where the button is, and listen, there's no need to panic yet, but if you're the unranked team, just like this, when you're playing a better team, you want to come in and you want to hang around. Hang around, Jesse, and they're doing just that, staying in this game and have a lead.
Yeah, the unranked team, they've been playing with more intensity in this one. And I think if you're a leader right now on the ranked squad, you've got to be talking to your guys and waking everybody up. This coaching staff is going to have to make some halftime adjustments, but they're going to have to give an earful to their guys to come out here in the second half and start making some plays.
They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. Looking to pass. It's Applewhite. He's got his man across the middle. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. I think on that last completion, it was a good example of
really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He's got it on the run. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business. 1st and goal. The Seminoles, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Snaps it in the shotgun. Bringing the heat. He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And you'll have to be precise from the left hash in this short angle. And as the clock is winding down here in the first half, they'll send out the field goal team. Well, he won't have any problem with the distance, but the angle could be a different story from the left. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, some real edge-of-your-seat moments, and there's still 2 quarters to go here for the Noles and Canes. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring drive.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here will be huge.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there. And as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of yards.
Looking down the middle, and the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the